What is going on, everybody? Happy Easter to everybody out there, man. Hope everybody had a great and safe day today with their friends or family, or if you just hung out on your own today, hope you had a great day. I don't really know what the deal is today. We'll see how this goes. This may just be a really quick live. We'll see if anybody even shows up tonight. I don't really know what to expect as far as the crowd goes, but if no one's here, we'll cut it short in like an hour. But I did want to come on here and do like one of these NBA type of things, talk about the Lakers, talk about, well, I mean, these streams, they can be whatever, but I haven't really focused on just an NBA one. And when I did the Talking Giants on Friday, a lot of people seem to talk about basketball. So I was like, well, I haven't done one of those. So why not? Why not talk a little bit about basketball? Obviously, the Lakers were really bad today. I just put out a video about, because I just read that there's still no timetable on Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So obviously that's not good, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, LeBron comes back soon. I'm kind of worried about Anthony Davis. I don't really know what the deal is with him, but we'll see what goes on. And again, man, it's funny. I'm on vacation here, and like my days are already used up. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, we were out all day. Took a little bad dog out to. Took him out to an Easter egg hunt out in the country, and then we went to Dave & Buster's and went out to dinner, and I was done at that point. And then, today we were out all day at my in-laws' house. So he was playing with his cousins. I was chasing him around all day in the backyard. So, I'm pretty tired. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be home. We'll be up at Lake George for the day. And then, my kid's birthday's Wednesday. My wife's birthday's Sunday. Like, this week is crazy. Like, it's crazy. This is why I took 2 weeks of vacation. And, of course, my wife goes back to work, and I'll have a little bad dog all week. So we'll see. Yankees obviously sucked again today. That's another thing. But I still do plan on hopefully doing that Saturday morning show about the Yankees. Like every week, we'll talk about the Yankees. And that'll only be like an hour. That'll be like a little hour podcast thing about 9 or 10 in the morning. We'll just discuss the Yankees for the week and whatever the hell is going on. But they were bad again today. And I don't really know what else to expect from the Yankees. And speaking of the Yankees, Yankee the Wolf, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Really. It says, what was the differences between the old and new Yankee Stadium in terms of interior, concession, and seat prices? Which stadium do you like more and why? Well, it's not even close. The prices of everything were much, much lower at the old stadium. The new stadium is ridiculous. And they price everybody out. All the real fans have to sit in the upper deck and in the bleachers. Not that it was really cheap at the old Yankee Stadium, but definitely it was much cheaper. Concession price is always very high at Yankee Stadium, regardless. Still not as high as MetLife Stadium. That was ridiculous when I was down there for the football game. But definitely the old Yankee Stadium Yankee. I love the old Yankee Stadium much better. I always felt like that was a much bigger home field advantage. The crowd was right on top of the field, and that place shook. Like, that place legitimately shook. And again, because it wasn't as expensive, it didn't price all the real fans out. So the real fans got there and voiced their opinion. Where now, a lot of these stadiums are just tourist attractions. And that's really what it is. People just go in there to look around. They're not watching the game. They're not there for the game. They're there for everything else. This is what happens in Dallas. This happened in Yankee Stadium. I don't really know if it happens at Citi Field because I don't really remember. I mean, I've been to the old Shea, and I've been to Citi Field. And I don't really remember like a home field advantage or not. But I can tell you this, man. The old Yankee Stadium was a much bigger home field advantage than it is now. And again, that's because a lot of these fans are just going to see everything else. They're business people. They're people with all kinds of money. They're not real fans. So the old one was much, much better. But that's just my opinion. Who's in here, man? Anyway, we got J2FB, Yankee Highlights, Brett Leitner, what's going on? Jerome Harrison, Dominic Pope, James Gill, Bobby, my man, Butcher's Block, Patriots Talk. Hope you had a great Easter, buddy. Thank you for being here. Sugar Tits, Isaac Knight, TJ Dwyer, Tony Hill, Master Productions, what's going on? Justin Coffey, thank you, Wiener, Sports Debate Center, Scott Krajewski, Christian Cologne, Joseph Mendanilla, a little H. Obviously, I didn't miss much of the Laker game today. That was a game I didn't even need to broadcast. That game was so bad, it didn't matter. Lakers had 55 points through 3 quarters. That game is over at the half. There was no reason. I missed nothing today. Nothing. Amazing guy, N.Y. McKinney, A-Cloud, Meet Tarhan, Little H. Dean Miller, Brax's voice, David Woomer. I will be back for Tuesday, though. I will definitely be back for the Laker game. That's, I don't miss many Laker games. I think I missed 2 this year. I think I missed Christmas and Easter. And today was nothing. was a terrible freaking game, man. Yeah, shake your TDs. I think I put that in my community notes earlier this morning that I was going to be live. And like I said, we'll see who shows up. I may only be live for like an hour tonight, but again, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And I did want to come live, go on live tonight. And like I said, do a little NBA stuff or whatever. Yeah, Gary Sanchez, though, he was 0 for 4 again. He was 0 for 4 today. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. And he'll end up hitting 186. He's no good. Running into a couple of fastballs and hitting home runs really ain't that big of a deal tonight. The Yankees are 1-2. Alvin Z, what's going on? Faded, what's going on? Yeah, the draft will be here soon, man. I'm on vacation on April 19th. Those weeks, these next 2 weeks are going to fly by. First Yankee stream, still trying to figure it out, MH. I don't know. I'm not going to be home tomorrow, and the Lakers play early on Tuesday. My son's birthday is Wednesday. Thursday is my guess. The Lakers play Thursday, I think. I don't know. The Yankees are going to be difficult. The Yankees are going to be difficult until a lot of this stuff clears out. Or wait a minute. Do they play? So I think they play early on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. They play early one day, but we'll get there eventually. There's a lot of Yankee games, so I will definitely get doing the Yankees here eventually. We're on my vacation. I'm not going anywhere. It's a staycation, Andrew. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not going into work for 2 weeks, which is freaking nice. It means I can sleep in. That's nice. It means I can get up, just put my shorts on, make a pot of coffee, sit there, drink it, move at my own damn pace. Dos Equis, no. That's not Dos Equis. This is Lion and Kugel Summer Shandy. That's what that is. My wife got this for me. That's what we got. A little taste of summer. It was nice up here today. Yankees are off Thursday. Well, there you go. I wasn't doing them anyway because I think the Lakers play that day. Maybe they don't. I don't even know. I haven't checked the schedules, man. I've been so damn busy this week. It's insane. Yeah, I'm sleeping damn good, sugar tits. I mean, hell, I haven't had to get up to the alarm clock. So last night I went to bed at like this time last night. Yankees played 3. That's what I thought. I thought they played early. Sox, Arizona. I thought they played early on Friday for some reason, and they do. Mark, what's going on, buddy? I just answered your DM on Twitter, and I feel like the Yankees are going to have another disappointing year. I honestly do. I don't think that the Yankees are going to be great. I think this is the same Yankee team that we have seen, this is why I want to do like the podcast about the Yankees. This is exactly why I want to do the podcast about the Yankees, because I can talk about this, but I still think the Yankees are going to be a disappointment. We have a lot of question marks on our pitching staff, and this is the same exact lineup that never comes through in the clutch. And all these people want to talk to me about analytics, and they want to talk to me about this and that and WAR plus RC and all this other crap. Analytics don't hit the baseball in the clutch. Players hit the players do that. Players make contact. Players drive in runs. Players get runners over, get them in. Not analytics. Analytics can tell you what has happened, just like any other statistic. All statistics do is tell you what's happened in the past. Guys got to come through. The Yankees haven't come through in years as far as clutch hitting goes, and it's the same team. So until they start hitting with guys on base, doesn't matter how potent your lineup is. This is a bunch of all or nothing guys. You're going to have games where you score 1 run like they did today against Toronto's third pitcher. That's not Roy Halladay out there today. So, Richie the Wolf, hey, Wolf Brothers, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Brilly says, do you think people will hate the Yankees a lot less now because of the Astros scandal, or they keep their disdain for them no matter what? The Yankees will always be hated, Richie the Wolf, because, well, they're the Yankees. They're the evil empire. They've won a lot of titles. But what I can say is I think the hate for the Yankees has softened because they're not going out there buying every single player like they used to, and they're certainly not winning a ton of championships the way they used to either. The Yankees used to win a champion, when they were winning 4 to 5 years, and they were going out there and getting Randy Johnson, getting Jason Giambi, and getting, every big-name player in the book. And now they developed a lot of their players and made trades. I don't think the disdain is as high, but if they ever start winning again, I do believe it will. But yeah, I think the Astros lessened a little bit of the hate for the Yankees, definitely. But the fact the Yankees have won one championship for 20 years, I think that hurts too, because people don't hate losers. People hate winners. People hate teams that consistently win. Like, they don't like that. That's what brings out. That's why people hate the Patriots. because they get sick and tired of seeing the same team win if it's not theirs. Toasty, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Brilly. He says, why when Cole pitches do they score 2 runs? Stanton strikes out and Judge can't catch crap. Neither can Glaber. And why is Boone still manager? Stop choking. Couldn't have said it better myself, Toasty. Couldn't have said it better myself. It's not just Cole. None of them hit. Like the Yankees had every opportunity in the book to win on Thursday, right? Aaron Judge grounds into a double play in the 7th inning with the base loaded and 1 out. And then they have a runner on third with nobody out in the 9th. I can't believe DJ LeMahieu didn't get the run, and he's usually perfect about that. But hey, DJ LeMahieu is human. And then, of course, Judge strikes out, and the Yankees don't get the guy in. And he stinks. He stinks. Listen, I got killed on Twitter. Because I said I don't want the Yankees to sign Aaron Judge to a big contract. I don't. I think Aaron Judge is overrated. Aaron Judge hit 54 home runs in 2017. He's hit 63 since. I mean, he can't play a full season. The guy strikes out a million times. He's got no clutch gene. And I just don't like him. Mark, thanks so much. I mean, I like him, but I don't want to give Aaron Judge a 6-year, $150 million contract. If you can get Aaron Judge 4 years, $60 million, okay, I can do that. I can give Aaron Judge 4 years, $60 million. I'm not giving Aaron Judge 7 years, $175 million. I don't want to do that. I don't want to give Aaron Judge all that money. Aaron Judge, we already have an Aaron Judge. His name is Giancarlo Stanton. We already have that there. I don't want that. Mark, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it, brother. Brilly. Cashman buried us with the Stan trade. I agree. We didn't need Stan. We did not need another right-handed power hitter. And I also agree with you, Mark, on Aaron Hicks. I am not an Aaron Hicks guy. I've never been an Aaron Hicks guy. Aaron Hicks is another guy who doesn't hit in the clutch. He stinks. The guy's always injured. 7 years we gave that guy. We gave that guy 7 years, $70 million. $70 million for what? Why is my camera so dark? It's driving me insane. $70 million we gave him for 7 years. Can't stay healthy, and he stinks. What's he hitting? 083? Why do we keep hitting Aaron Hicks third? Aaron Hicks should be hitting 7th or 8th in that lineup, not third. Not third. DJ LeMahieu should be hitting third. Your best hitter hits third. No, analytics, they got to get more at-bats. No, they got to get quality at-bats. They got to get key at-bats. That's what they got to get. Not more. They got to be up in there in the clutch. That's why all your RBI guys hit the middle of the lineup. Because you want men on base. Rolly, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. Brilly. This is what up, Bad Dog. I've been saying Judge is not clutch, but it's only the first series of the year. But I've been saying Judge is a concern as a clutch player. Yeah. And Rolly, again, I wasn't just talking about, on Thursday. Like people are like, it's one game, you're overreacting. I'm like, it's not one game, guys. This is a pattern. This is a pattern with Aaron Judge. It's not one game. It is a pattern with this Yankee team. It has been a pattern. And it is the same group of players. It's the same group of players. They are all or nothing. They strike out too much. There's a bunch of empty at-bats. Mark, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it, brother. Brilly says, couldn't have said it better, dog. Hey, you know why, Mark? We're old school guys. These younger guys, these analytical guys, these sabermetric guys are like, oh, he hits home runs, but he hits home runs. But his WAR is this. WAR is a made-up statistic. WAR is not a real stat. Wins above average replacement. How do you know? How do you know that if Mike Trout is hurt, the guy that replaces him doesn't go 4 for 4 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs in that game? You don't know that. You don't know what the guy that replaces Mike Trout in one game is going to do for Mike Trout. You can't judge that. You don't know what a guy's going to do in a certain situation. I hate analytics. I don't like analytics. Get them on, get them over, get them in. Fundamental baseball, ABC baseball, man. Yuri, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Brilly says, I wish we had players like Juan Soto. Kid's a monster. Me too. Dire Giants fan, what's going on, buddy? Always good to see you in here, sir. Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate that. I'm going to say, oh, there you go. Card Coach has it right. He says, you know what they say about WAR? It's good for absolutely nothing. Say it again. Exactly, Card Coach. Exactly. WAR, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Damn right. But yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing with the Yankees, and the Yankees. Listen, the Yankees will win their 93, 95 games. They'll crush bad pitching. They'll crush the Red Sox like they did last year. They'll beat the Orioles. But then they're going to struggle against teams like the Rays or any team with halfway decent pitching. It's going to happen. Unless these guys figure out a different way. And it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And they say a leopard can't change his spots. The Yankees are what they are. Like, this team's no different. What are they at? They added an over-the-hill Jay Bruce to the team? Jay Bruce is going to make a difference in this lineup? I was glad they got DJ back because DJ's a throwback. I'll take a team full of DJ LeMahieu's over a team full of Mike Stantons or Giancarlo Stanton any day. Yeah, Dan. I know a lot of Yankee fans are frustrated right now. Our whole team's regressed since Aaron Boone's been manager. Agreed. We were one game away from the World Series, and Girardi was there in 2017. You know who else has regressed since Boone became the manager? Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez was a great player. Gary Sanchez was great when Girardi was the coach. As soon as Girardi left, Sanchez plummeted. I don't think Judge will be Adam Dunn. Like, I still think Aaron Judge. Why is my camera dark? It is driving. I'm sorry, guys. That is driving me insane. I don't think Aaron Judge will be a 220 hitter, 230. I still think Aaron Judge will hit 270, but he's still going to strike out a lot. He's going to walk a lot like Dunn. And, yeah, he's going to have a lot of empty at-bats like Dunn. Ado Billa, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. Brilly says there's a rumor that if Devontae Smith or Kyle Pitts isn't there at 11, Giants are seriously considering drafting a pass rusher. Is that a huge reach? I don't think it'd be a huge reach at 11, but it would be a reach. I would hope that the Giants would trade back at that point. I would imagine, Adel, that they should take a lineman at that point. You should take a Rashawn Slater or a Panay Sewell if he falls that far. I don't see why the Giants would look at an edge rusher. I think that offensive line would be more important than an edge, but we'll see. I do think that Devontae Smith is going to be there. I don't know about Kyle Pitts. I'm hopeful Kyle Pitts is there. You know what I want to say real quick about these guys that love analytics? And I think I might have mentioned this the other night. I might have talked about this with Chris off camera. Let me get this real quick, and then I'll tell you what I think about the analytic thing. Inferno, man, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, brother. Brilly says, what's good, bad dog? You're the man. Inferno, how can I be the man when you're mad? Also, my Sixers got killed by the Grizzlies. It's bad when the third unit shows more effort than the starters. Well, I mean, it's been the Lakers for weeks now. The Lakers have been out there with their third unit the entire time. But every team's going to have a bad game. It happens. I still think the Sixers, when they're completely healthy, are one of the favorites to come out of the East. Every team has a bad game. I mean, the Nets, not the Nets. No, the Nets lost to Chicago today. The Nets did lose. The Nets lost to Chicago. It happens. It happens. Roy, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it, brother. Really, I want old school baseball. What's my ideal lineup? What you mean with the way the Yankees are now, or like all time, or like I'm not really sure what you mean. Listen, the way the Yankees were constructed in the 90s, that is the way. That's my ideal lineup. The way the 90s Yankees were constructed. You know, you had Jeter leading off. Jeter didn't walk a lot, but Jeter made contact a lot. He did strike out a lot for a guy that didn't for a lot of power, but Jeter also hit second a lot. You know, you'd have a guy like Chuck Knobloch leading off. You have a high on-base percentage guy leading off. You have a contact guy or a guy that hits the ball to all fields batting second. Then you have your best contact guys hitting third and fourth, and you have your power guy hitting fifth. That's really what I would like to see. Aaron Hicks does not belong hitting third. You know, I mean, it's just tough because the Yankees are constructed with a bunch of power hitters that have a lot of holes in their swings, and they don't. It's just they have so many of the same type of hitters. It's hard to construct a lineup like that. It just is. It just is. There's too many strikeouts in that lineup. And this is what I was going to say to all these analytical people who tell me strikeouts don't matter. I get this all the time. So strikeouts don't matter. Strikeouts don't matter. Strikeouts are an empty at bat. Strikeouts do absolutely nothing for you at any point. You hit the ball, you put the ball in play, anything can happen. Guy can misfield it, guy can throw the ball away, guy can drop a pop-up. Anything can happen when the ball is put in play, right? Strikeout, nothing can happen. So what I tell these analytical people is this. You tell me strikeouts don't mean anything. You can strike out. It doesn't really matter. Strikeouts. Just if you go to work 5 days a week like I do, you work Monday through Friday. I don't know why it's so dark down here. I really need more lighting. If you go to work 5 days a week like I do, I want you to go into work or if you're driving a truck for a living, for 2 days out of every week, sit there and do absolutely nothing. Sit there and do absolutely nothing the entire day. Just sit there. Don't do a damn thing 40% of the week. Just sit there and do nothing. And let's see what your boss says about you doing absolutely nothing for 40% of your work week. Because people that are sitting there striking out 35, 40% of the time, that is exactly the equivalent of going into work 2 days out of every 5 and just sitting there on your hands and doing nothing and just looking at the damn computer screen or just sitting behind the wheel of your truck and not even turning on the engine. How productive would you be at work if that's what you're doing? Nothing. That's what a strikeout is. Strikeout is useless. Coffee. How can I be the man with you, the man? Milf man, what's going on? Bricks Nation, what's going on? Got to trade Judge because they suck with Stanton. I agree, Bricks Nation. I don't want to sign Aaron Judge to a long-term deal. I just don't. I just don't want to sign him to a long-term deal. Like I said, 4 years, okay. He's 29 years old on top of it. So I don't want to give the guy 8 years where he's 37 at the back end of his deal. You know. The Knicks have a big 5. I don't know what you mean by a big 5. Listen, the Knicks remind me a lot of the 90s Knicks. Their offense goes through stretches where they just don't score. They're very inconsistent. They have a hard time putting a lot of points on the board. But their defense is very tough, and that team plays with a lot of grit and a lot of heart and a lot of determination. And I can appreciate that. The Knicks need a superstar to tie the whole thing all together. A whole thing. They need a superstar to tie the whole thing together. And I'm not saying particularly Giannis, but a guy like Giannis, a guy like Jokic, a guy like Embiid, a guy like Devin Booker. They need a guy that can get them 26 on a regular basis. You know, Julius Randle's had a very nice year, but the Knicks need another guy to, where you can go and he can be the man, and Julius Randle could be the second option. Julius Randle is awesome this year, and I love him. He's been great. But how much better it would be if he could be the second option and not have to be the man? You know, I do like what the Knicks are doing, and I do believe that the Knicks are going to draw a big-name player because of the way that they're constructed. Tibbs is a great coach. They got a lot of good young talent there. They can get rid of Knox. They can get rid of Ntilikina. Those guys never panned out. I love R.J. Barrett. People give R.J. Barrett a hard time. Don't know why. R.J. Barrett's 20 years old. He's certainly improved a ton since last year. But some guys just don't like R.J. Barrett. Maybe they expect more out of him because he was the third overall pick. I don't know. I feel like R.J. Barrett's played well. Not a big fan of Obi Toppin. I do like IQ a lot. Dan, thank you so much. What's going on? He says, the only thing worse than a strikeout, in my opinion, is a double play, which the Yankees also do a lot. We either strike out or hit into a double play trying to pull everything. That's another great one. Yeah, you're right. And that's exactly it, Dan. They try to pull everything, pull an outside pitch, because they're trying to yank everything into the seats. And you know why? Because that's that analytical crap, where all that matters in analytics is home runs. So, of course, they try to hit everything out of the damn park. And not every pitch is meant to be hit for a home run. Not every pitch is meant to be hit for a home run. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I really don't. So, I don't know. That's just what it is, man. You got to put the ball in play. You got to hit the ball where it's pitched. Not everything is meant to be hit for a home run. That's just the way I look at it. Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez need to stop swinging for the fences. With how big they are, their strength should be able to kill the ball. Exactly, Brett. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton can hit the ball to right field any day and knock the ball out of the park. Hit the ball where it's pitched. Your whole approach to hitting should be hit the ball back up the middle into the opposite field gap. That's Back up the middle. If you're right-hander, you're looking to hit the ball back up the middle at a right center field. That should always be your approach. Take the pitch back up the middle. Doesn't mean you're not going to pull the ball. Don't mean you're not going to hit a home run. Try to take the pitch back up the middle. That's your approach. But again, people are talking about, analytics. Analytics is what's making every single guy at the plate try to hit a home run every single damn at bat. These analytical guys will sit there and try to defend Gary Sanchez for hitting 147 last year. He hit 147. That is god-awful. 147. That's not over 2 games. That's not over 6 games. 60 games. 147. Give me a break. Not to mention he hit under 200 2 years previous to that. Give me a break. And he's like a career 170 hitter in the postseason. And he can't defend, and he doesn't hustle. I don't know why he's still there. I don't. Yeah, Cheese was like I said, man, I figure, I might not be live long tonight, but I wanted to come on because, again, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, and I wouldn't be back until Tuesday night, so I kind of wanted to stream. I don't feel bad that I missed the Lakers because, obviously, like I said, Easter's important, man. It's a day you spend with your family. I always have a blast hanging out with my son, man. That's so much fun for me. But yeah, like I said, I don't get to do a lot of these hangouts, so I figure why not come on, hang out a little bit tonight. Like I said, I don't know how long I'll be on here, but again, I'll be back Tuesday for the Lakers, but I'm not going to be around tomorrow. I figured why not come on for a little bit anyway. I'm happy with a walk or a base hit over if they strike out, but hit smartly. Well, yeah, Sabrina. I mean, I'm happy when they put the ball in play. The only run that the Yankees got today, they manufactured it. Brett Gardner hit a ground ball to second, scored a guy from third. Analytics will tell you, that's a bad at bat for Brett Gardner. That's a bad at bat. He grounded out to second. I don't know how the hell anybody can defend analytics. Oh, look at his average exit velo. Average exit velo is 106. Awesome. Does it include all the times he swings and misses and has a 0 exit velo? Does that count? I also like this statistic for all the analytical nerds out there, right? Oh, average and batted balls in play. Well, my God. I mean, are you serious? Look at his average when he puts the ball in play, but he don't always put the ball in play, so who cares? That means you should put the ball in play more. And let's face it, the less times you put the ball in play, the higher your average is going to be. Because the law of averages in baseball is that when you put the ball in play, you're going to get out more often than not. So give me a break. Your Hall of Fame hitters fail 70% of the time. Put the damn ball in play. I don't even know anything about them pulling the All-Star game out of Atlanta. I don't know. I read something about that. Go Eagles 1990. That's political garbage. I don't get into politics. I don't care about politics. I'm a sports channel. I don't care what they did there. Doc Holliday, yeah, man, you're not getting AD anytime soon. Like I said, I just did a video on that, so you're not getting Anthony Davis anytime soon. Do I see a Yankees Mets playoffs? Like, no, that's a World Series. I don't think the Yankees or the Mets make the World Series this year. But I do think that the Mets could have a good year. I just don't think they're good enough to make the World Series yet. Not yet. Milkman says analytics are for morons who never got laid, so they need something to keep them busy. Maybe. Yes, Bumblebee. Lakers got smacked today. Yes, they did. I know. Like I said, I obviously didn't miss much there. Our Giants says your son's growing like a weed soon. Little bad dog will be double X. Yeah, it's Jar Giants. It's crazy, man. He's going to be 4 on Wednesday. My kid's going to be 4 years old on Wednesday. Like, I feel like he was just born. He's going to be 4 years old on Wednesday. Like, he's already tall. Like, he's already up past my waist. My kid is tall as hell. It's just crazy how big my kid got. When I started streaming, my kid wasn't even a year old. And now he's going to be 4. It's insane. Mark, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Brilly Glaber is going to ruin himself going for the home run. Yeah, and that sucks too, Mark, because I really like Glaber. And I know you mentioned that in the DM on Twitter. I really like Glaber. It shouldn't be a shortstop. The guy can't play short, which is strange because he came up as a shortstop in the Cubs farm system. And it's just weird. But yeah, he's more of a second baseman. I don't know if the change of positions kind of screwed him up. I love Glaber. Glaber's got so much potential. And again, he's like 23 years old. But yeah, these guys, Mark, it ruins all of them. You know, there's so many. And I know that a lot of you Yankee fans my age, or maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, whatever. Mark, you probably know this. Roldy, you probably know this. The Yankees would get a left-handed power hitter into the stadium. It would immediately ruin their swing because they'd all try to hit for home runs. When we got Jason Giambi hit 342 in Oakland and 333 in back-to-back years. Because Jason Giambi hit the ball to all fields. He hit the ball into the gaps. The Oakland Coliseum is a very tough place to hit home runs. Jason Giambi still was a power hitter. Got to Yankee Stadium, tried to pull everything, did hit 40 home runs, but you watched his average plummet into the 250s. It happened with Mark Teixeira, the same thing. Much better average hitter in Texas, got to Yankee Stadium, tried to pull everything. Ruins their swings. Left-handed hitters have their swing ruined by Yankee Stadium because they try to pull everything because the short porch, it's so short. They think that they can just pull everything into it, but that's not how it goes. We'll kill them. Oh, Anthony. Not pressed again, Anthony. It's not because they're 1 and 2. It's for the last 3 years. To me, this is the same team that we've had out there for 3 years. They don't make content. They're all or nothing. This is why I don't like statistics. This is why I say statistics only tell half the story. Because there's going to be games where the Yankees beat up on bad pitching. And they're going to win games 11-1 and 13-2 and 14-4, 9-6. And their stats are going to look a lot better. They're going to, oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this average. Look at this guy. Look at this guy with runners in scoring position. But what do they do when it counts? They're going to win a lot of games 13-1. Like I said, they'll win those games. But then they're going to have a lot of games like today where they lose 3-1 because they're so inconsistent. That's what comes with striking out 35 to 40% of the time. It's going to be inconsistent. It's like streaky three-point shooters, man. When a three-point shooter's on and he's hitting his three, they're hard to beat. But there's going to be a night that a three-point shooter goes 7 out of 11 from downtown, scores 36 points, and then there's going to be the next night where he goes 1 out of 12. David, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Brilly. I did not see the new Space Jam trailer yet. I'll be honest. I probably won't watch it. I'm old school, man. I don't want to watch another Space Jam. I don't want to watch it. Jordan's the guy, man. Jordan, Ewing, all those, Barkley, all those guys. Those are my guys. I can't watch. I don't know. I can't watch it. Like somebody did say this about the trailer. They said LeBron James got knocked because LeBron James needed to call in Superman and Jordan just needed Newman and Bill Murray. Anything to hate on LeBron. But I don't know. Space Jam was cool 25 years ago. I don't know how cool it is now when you're 45. Mark, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Really. Exactly the same Yankee team. Same horrible closer also. He's another guy that's not clutch, Mark. Chapman's another guy that's not clutch. It just is what it is, man. It is what it is. I just hope the Yankees figure out a way to manufacture runs. The best teams still win manufacturing runs. Like a guy's trying to tell me, oh, the Dodgers are one of the most analytical teams in baseball. I don't care if they're analytical or not. Look at the talent they have on the damn team. They hit the ball where it's pitched. They don't strike out a lot. Neither did the 2018 Red Sox. You can say they cheated or whatever. They didn't strike out a lot. Neither did the Astros. Those teams that are winning these World Series put the ball in play. Analytics have a part in baseball, but they're not the end-all, be-all of baseball. You still have to put the ball in play. You still have to drive in runs. You still have to have productive outs. I don't want a damn guy going 1 for 5, hitting a solo homer in the second inning and striking out the other 4 at-bats. I don't want that guy on my team. I want the guy that goes 1 for 5 and hits a 2-run single in the 8th inning to put your team up 4-3. That's the guy that I want. Exactly, Sabrina. Betts and Bellinger, they hit the ball. Seager hits the ball. Like they have a lot of really good players. The Dodgers. It's the truth. They got players that hit. Same thing at Tampa. Tampa don't strike out a ton. Tampa wins old school baseball games. They pitch and they do just enough. They manufacture runs. They bunt. Does anybody bunt anymore? You bunt, you steal. Like analytics is taking all that out of baseball. Don't bunt anymore. Don't steal anymore. In other words, don't manufacture runs because you're giving away outs. Striking out is giving away outs too. I don't know. Bricks Nation says you have to play the game, but yeah, exactly. Home runs are awesome. I love a good home run. You know, I loved watching Barry Bonds, steroids or not. I love watching Barry Bonds hit one over the moon. I loved watching that. I love Mike Trout. Who the hell don't love Mike Trout? Mike Trout's great. Mike Trout strikes out a number of times, but he don't strike out 200 times. You know, the guy that I remember this starting with, not so much Adam, but Ryan Howard. Any of you guys remember Ryan Howard? Like, I remember Ryan Howard was like the first, he would hit 50 home runs, he'd strike out 230 times. Ryan Howard is the first guy that I really remember hitting a ton of home runs and just striking out every time he didn't hit a home run. Well, actually, no, sorry. That was way before Ryan Howard. Dave Kingman was probably the first guy to do that. Dave Kingman hit 444 home runs and struck out a ton, but Dave Kingman didn't strike out nearly as much as they do nowadays. There you go. Whoops. Having some ice cream. Very nice. I meant to click that one. We long with the 98 Yankees, 114-48. Running scoring position was off the hook. That's right, Anthony. You know what else was off the hook? Their on-base percentage. And not one guy in that team hit more than 28 home runs. Not one. Tino Martinez led that team in home runs with 28. Nobody hit 45 home runs in that 98 Yankee team. They had like 4 guys that drove it. They had 3 guys that drove it 100 runs. And Scott Brocious, who hit 9th, drove it 98 that year. And Scott Brocious was not a great hitter. Scott Brocious is a guy you got to put in the Hall of Fame. How clutch was Scott Brocious? Give me those guys. Analytics or no analytics, that's how you win baseball games. That's how you do it. You know? Yankee and Wolf, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. Really, do you consider the LA Clippers as the Nets of California, since both acquired some huge names from championship teams, but are yet to win the finals? They could be. They could be. We'll see what happens this year. I don't think the Clippers are good enough to win it. The Nets are pretty damn good. I'll give them their credit. The Nets are pretty damn good. I got to give them credit. I still think they'll struggle with the Sixers, but the Nets are pretty damn good. I don't really consider the Clippers, the Flippers rather, a big-time scare. But I think the Nets are pretty damn good. The Nets are pretty damn good. Ron says, I'll take a guy that bats 325, 10 homers over a guy that hits 260 and 40 homers. Well, to me, it depends. 260 and 40 home runs. I would take 260 and 40 homers. The problem is these guys aren't hitting 40 homers. They're hitting like 210. That's the problem. That's the problem. What you need, Ramdre, is this. You need a guy on your team that hits 320. You need a couple guys on your team that hit 325 and 10 homers. You need a couple of guys on your team that hit 260 and 40 homers. That's a nice combination to have. You don't need an entire team of guys that hit 235 with 35 home runs. That's too inconsistent. Like I said, you'll beat up on bad pitching and you'll crush these bad. Like the Yankees were 33 and 27 last year, correct? How many wins did they have against the Red Sox? How many times did they beat Boston? Boston was a horrible team last year. How many times did they beat the Red Sox? And when it mattered most against Tampa Bay, how many runs did we score? It just, the Yankees just got to, And again, I don't know how they're going to do it because this is the same damn team that they've had for the last few years. I don't know what to do. I just don't know. I don't know how things are going to change. They can say they got to stay healthy. Well, yeah, they do, but even when they're healthy, we can't have Judge going 0 for 4 every day. Can't have Judge hitting the double plays with the bases loaded and one out in the bottom of the 7th, or striking on the 3 pitches in the bottom of the 9th with a runner on third base. Can't have it. PFF mock simulators garbage. Just got Slater, Edge in the 2nd. I never really paid much attention to the draft simulators, Colin. I kind of feel like they're like Madden. So I guess we'll see how that works. Chris, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Brillies. Are you going to do an NFC's roundtable soon? I was hoping to. It's just, like I said, my schedule these next 2 weeks got crazy. I've got Philly 500 in it. I would see if I can get other people. Next week is going to be a little bit easier for me because this week, like I said, I'm not going to be home tomorrow. Get the Lakers on Tuesday. My son's birthday's on Wednesday. My wife's birthday's on Sunday. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm going to try to do the Masters on Thursday during the day. We'll see if my wife lets that happen. I doubt it, but try that. I definitely want to do the Yankees on Friday afternoon. That is something that I want to do. I want to do the Yankees on Friday afternoon. I got to do a Yankee game. NSC's roundtable, though, like I said, I want to get all the Mark Holmes. I want to get Philly 500. I'm sure that I can get Ed Oliver back. Ed Oliver's pretty good. I'm going to try Chris. But like I said, I think next week will be better. But I definitely want to do one because I want to get their thoughts on their draft picks and what they want this year and what they think about their teams. I had a lot of fun doing it last year. The difference last year was this. There was no sports going on, so every night was free. Every night was free, and I was working from home. Every night was free last year. I didn't have any Laker games. I didn't have any Yankee games. I had nothing. So it was easy to do roundtables. It was easy to do mock drafts. It was easy to do these type of hangouts. I think Clint Frazier solid hitter. Yeah, I agree. I actually think I would hit Clint Frazier second in the lineup, to be honest with you. I did DJ third. I'm trying to think of who the hell we could lead off. I mean, Gardner's not going to play every day. The Yankees don't really have a high on base guy. It's a problem. That all Judge's stuff has precipitously declined since 2017. Everything. How to meet you? What's going on? Good morning to you. Again, we'll be back for the Lakers on whatever day it is, Tuesday. Thank you, Charles. Yes, Little Bad Dog will be 4 on Wednesday. 4 on Wednesday. Bubakar, what's going on? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Don't forget the Nuggets can beat the Clippers again. I'm going to tell you this, SHT, the Nuggets against the Lakers scare me more than any team in the West. I think the Lakers will have the toughest time with the Nuggets over any team in the West, to be completely honest with you. I think they will. Isn't it crazy how big the homer guys like Frank Thomas? Oh, exactly. And they would make contact. Frank Thomas didn't strike out very often. Barry Bonds never struck out. Griffey, all those guys just mentioned, Dan, hit over 300. All of them did. Because they all put the ball in play. Jeff Bagwell's another one. There was a lot of guys in the 90s that hit for power, that hit for average. So, yeah, you're right. You know why? Because they all hit the ball. And one thing I'll say, obviously, Bonds, they're going to say he's on steroids or whatever. Bonds is the greatest player I've ever seen. Everybody was on steroids back then. And Bonds said, okay, let me get on steroids. Watch how good I can be. And he was modern-day Babe Ruth. All three of those guys are 3 of the greatest hitters I've ever seen. You could also add Miguel Cabrera in there. Miguel Cabrera was always a high-average hitter with a lot of power. He won a Triple Crown. He almost won back-to-back Triple Crowns. Everybody like Chris Davis, right? Hit 53 home runs, strikes out 10 million times. I can be a Rangers fan? Yeah, I'm not going to be a Rangers fan. Duke bothers. I think it's too early to tell, AJ, who the best team in the AL is right now. I still think Tampa's very good. I think Oakland is always scary. Houston's good. Whatever. Houston's really good. There's still good teams. Toronto's going to be pretty good this year. The White Sox, I mean, they could surprise a lot of people too. Also, steroids are not. Yeah, Sheffield, Manny Ramirez hit for power and high average. Ortiz hit for power and high average. Yeah, all those guys did. Yeah, Keon, that was one of that Gonzaga UCLA game was one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. That was an amazing game. Tone's cool. I just told you. I think that the Blue Jays are going to be pretty good this year. I do. That was crazy. Where was I gonna? I don't know. I don't know what the Lakers are gonna do now. If Otto Porter gets bought out, that's a guy they could definitely look at. Otto Porter's a 3-and-D guy. The Lakers could definitely use another 3-and-D guy. I don't know who else is gonna get bought out, but we'll see. We'll see. Chris, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Really, really. Look at that. Chris Beavers and Bad Dog's sons share the same birthday. He says, my son will be 13 on Wednesday. I am ready for the draft. You and me both, buddy. I'm definitely ready for the draft. Definitely. I'm always ready for the draft. But this year with the Giants did in the offseason, man, I'm so ready for football. And I just think that it's going to be I think it's going to be another disappointing year for the Yankees. I know they've only played 3 games, but I see the same pattern. I'm just seeing the same pattern. They just don't hit with men on base. They don't get on base enough. There's too many low average hitters in the Yankee lineup. They're just not consistent enough. Not consistent. Like I said, there's going to be days that they win 14-1 and 11-2, and then they're going to have a 4-game stretch where they score 6 runs in 4 games. And it's just so at the end of the year, their statistics look good. Oh, look at all these home runs, but you know. Well, this is the thing I'll say about this with the Lakers. And I've said this a bunch of times on Lakers streams too. The Lakers, when Anthony Davis is healthy and the defense has to collapse into the interior inside, and you have wide open shooters on the wings and in the corners, they're going to hit threes. The other night when they destroyed the Kings, the Lakers are 17 out of 33 from downtown. Why? Because of penetration by Schroeder, because of it started with Gasol and Markieff Morris in the paint. The Lakers do not have shooters that can create off the dribble and take a shot. They don't have guys that can shoot off the dribble. Actually, there's not a lot of guys in the NBA that shoot off the dribble anymore. That's kind of a lost art, just like boxing out is. The Lakers have a lot of spot-up shooters. So when you have an Anthony Davis in the paint and a LeBron James that can create his own shot in the paint, and the defenses have to double and triple team in the paint, and you can kick it out to a wing shooter who spots up and shoots, the percentages are going to go way up. KCP's in a slump. KCP's a streak shooter. KCP was shooting 55%. KCP's also a lot better when LeBron James is in there. But KCP was shooting 55%. Caruso was shooting over 50%. LeBron James is shooting 42%. They were all having career years from downtown when Anthony Davis was in there. As soon as Anthony Davis got hurt, this was almost 2 months ago, all these guys struggle to shoot because now there's no presence in the paint. There's no post presence in the paint. The defense has no reason to play the Lakers honest. They don't have to worry about Montrezl. I mean, Harrell's good, but Harrell's not a post player. Gasol's not a post-up guy. That's not where you're like, man, we've got to stop this guy. I love Montrezl Harrell. I love Trez. He's not Anthony Davis. He's not LeBron James. Once the Lakers have those guys, everybody else will start shooting. And these guys also, sometimes I feel like they try to do too much because they know that they're trying to make up for Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They're not playing within themselves, so they force things. Once these guys get back, they're good enough. They're good enough shooters. That's the way I look at it. They can definitely use another shooter, don't get me wrong. But I feel like their shooters are good enough. And especially when LeBron James and Anthony Davis get back, I'm just going to see it's going to be really good. No, cheese was I've not gotten the new TV yet. I've been very busy the last 2 days. Like I said, we took a little bad luck up to an Easter egg hunt in the country yesterday. And then we went out to Dave & Buster's and I played some games with them for a while there. Then we went out to dinner. Then I got home. I went to bed. Today is Easter. Nothing's open on Easter. Nothing's open on Easter. So sometime this week, hopefully, I'll be able to get it. Look at this question. Am I straight? Are you asking? No, I don't swing from that side of the plate, buddy. Maybe you're not straight. I am. But sorry, not interested in you, weirdo. Who have tomorrow's games in the NCAA tournament? It's just one, right? It's just a one game, isn't it? Just Baylor and Zag. I got to go with the Zags. I think they're going to do it. I think the Zags are going to go undefeated. Oh yeah, Harmony. I only missed today as far as Lakers because it was Easter. That was it. Today's a holiday, so I missed today. But no, I'm going to be doing every other Laker game from here on out. So I'll do all the Laker games when I'm on my vacation. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not going into work. It means I can sleep in. I mean, I won't be home tomorrow, but they don't play tomorrow. And as I said, the Lakers are kind enough to not have a game on my son's birthday or my wife's birthday. So we're good there. So what I think about KCP moving to the bench, I think that's where he belongs, honestly. And I think that's where KCP belongs. He's a bench guy. But I don't mind him starting. Just because the guy starts doesn't mean he needs to play a lot of minutes. I mean, Gasol starts, he don't play a lot of minutes. You know. Where I think the Lakers will finish, it really depends on when LeBron and AD get back. But at this point, the Lakers are going to slide down. They got to hope that they get the 6th spot so they don't have to have these play-in games. But all I know, Ernest, is this. If the Lakers are completely healthy going into the playoffs, nobody wants them in the first round. Nobody wants that matchup in the first round. Nobody wants to face him in the first round. So, my wife's birthday is a week from today, Pilot. She's April 11th. How do I feel about the Mets roster? I think the Mets roster is good, Lane. I think the Mets are going to be a good team. That division is very tough. Braves started off sluggish. Still think the Braves are good. Phillies are competitive. I don't think Miami will be. I think what happened with them last year is an aberration because it was a shortened season. I don't think Miami will be there at the end of 162 games. But I definitely think that the other 4 teams in the Nationals, I think all those teams are good. I think the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies, and the Nationals will all compete for that division. So I think the Mets are good. The Mets got to stay healthy. We'll see what happens. So. Part of New York I live in upstate New York. I live in the Saratoga Springs area. More things 96% of the time, they aren't even fun to watch. Oh, Dan, yeah, oh no, I completely agree. If the Yankees aren't hitting home runs, difficult to watch. I agree. Difficult to watch. I agree. They're boring if they're not hitting home runs. Completely agree. News is passing Parsons' dirt is heavy under his rug. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me, Anthony. I know what's going on. The StreamYard thing is what's up with the Bad Dog Fitness channel? I don't really know. I even started at Cheese Whiz. I don't ever have time to do that. I always mean to do stuff on it, and then I always find myself doing something else. I'm so busy and preoccupied trying to grow this channel, and I have to, every free moment I have, I work on this channel. I don't have a lot of free moments. That's the problem. You know, like I said, man, I work a full-time job. I got a family. I go to the gym. Like, a lot of my days are taken up. This is why I'm up late at night. This is why I do Lakers. This is how I got started streaming the Lakers, because they played so late when they were sleeping. But it's hard. It's hard to find time for me to do a lot of things. It is. That's why I appreciate, all you guys and girls that support my channel, that come into the live streams, that watch the videos, and that are patient with me, because it's not that easy. I mean, people that do this full time will tell you it's not that easy to continue to grow your channel and how much work you got to put in when they don't have a wife and they don't have a kid and they don't have a full-time job. They'll tell you that it's hard work. But try doing it with all that stuff and try juggling. It's difficult. So for me to start a second channel, I guess that was just high hopes and high aspirations, but God only knows when I'll ever get to it. Mark, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Briley, is Parsons the safest defensive player in the draft? No, because you don't know what he's going to be off the field. Talent-wise, he probably is the best. But DeAndre Baker was really good too, and we all know what happened to DeAndre Baker. So I don't know. David, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Brilly says, I still can't believe the Warriors lost by 53. Yeah, they were down by 60 in the fourth quarter. 130-77, man. That was insane. That was insane. Yeah, Sabrina, I try. And yes, that's the thing. Like, I try to put a lot of content on this channel. But like I'm saying, when I'm trying to like do a second channel on top of this one, it's difficult. I probably should have never started that. Like I said, sometimes, when you go to the restaurant, use this as an example. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and you're really hungry and you order way too much food. And they say your eyes are bigger than your stomach, right? That's kind of my that's kind of my thing with the second channel. Like, my eyes are a little bit bigger than my stomach. Like, I thought I could handle 2 channels, and I'm having a hard time doing it. That's the issue. I'm having a hard time just finding time. That's the toughest thing about it. The best way, everybody always asks me when they start a channel, hey, Bad Dog, what's the best thing to do? How do you grow your channel? I always tell them consistency, man. You got to be consistent. It'd be really hard for me to be consistent on that second channel. It's not because I don't like working out. It's not because I don't have a lot of advice or whatever. I can tell people what to do, but, it's just difficult. Oh, thank you, Paul. I appreciate that, man. Thoughts on the Clippers-Lakers game? I said it before. I obviously didn't miss anything today. Lakers are pathetic offensively. 7 out of 23 from downtown. Clippers hit 14 threes. The Clippers hit 50% from downtown. Lakers shot 23%. It's typical. Lakers got beat behind the arc again. It's typical. I mentioned this after the Kings game the other day. The Lakers did to the Kings what a lot of teams do to the Lakers. The Lakers were 17 out of 33 from downtown. The Kings were 10 out of 35. It's usually the opposite. Yes, KP, my gym schedule does stay the same on vacation. I just may go earlier during the day, but I still go 5 days a week. V-Man, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Really, can Gary please play like he did in games 1 and 2 for 150 games? I'll be honest with you, V-Man, no, he can't. He can't. Gary Sanchez, the type of guy, he's going to have a week where he hits 5 home runs. Never going to go, oh, he's back. Gary's back. Look at Gary. And he's going to have a week where he goes 3 for 20 with 11 strikeouts. It's Gary Sanchez. It's the Yankees. Why don't I just put the fitness stuff on this channel? Because this is the thing, amazing guy. When you're trying to grow your channel, it is not good to have a bunch of broad stuff on your channel. At least I found that out. It's good to have concentrated areas because people that subscribe to your channel and continue to come back for your content are coming back for certain content. That's why I don't do any broad NFL. Maybe once in a while I'll do something outside of the Giants, but it's mostly Giants. This is why, even though I'm a Knicks fan, I don't do Knicks content. I stay with the Lakers because a lot of my subscribers come here for Lakers content. They come here for the games. They come here for my opinion on the Lakers, so I just stick with that. It wouldn't make any sense for me to stream Laker games and do Knicks content, even though I'm a Knicks fan. But people aren't coming to my channel to look at the Knicks. They're coming here to look at the Lakers. Same thing with the Yankees. It wouldn't make sense for me to do all the Yankee stuff and then just kind of do a broad, I'll do a Dodger game now and again, but I'm not going to do Dodger content. So that's why I don't put the fitness stuff in there, because that's completely different from what I'm doing here. And it would be the same thing, amazing guy. It's not that I can't just upload fitness stuff and put it on another channel. It's finding time to do fitness videos and continue to do everything about the Giants and the Yankees and the Lakers. That's why it wouldn't be on this channel. It's not so much that I can't just go to the other channel. That's no effort. It's making the fitness content on top of trying to do all the sports content, especially this time of year. Baseball started, the NBA's in full swing. The Rangers are doing, pretty good. The Rangers are very streaky, but you got NHL hockey. You have the NCAA tournament. You got the Masters. It's spring. There's just a lot of stuff going on. And again, last year when I started this channel, nothing was happening. We had nothing. We had no sports. we were all working from home. We were all in our houses. There wasn't much going on. Hey, thank you, TikTok Chessall. I appreciate that, my man. Cashman needs to go. I agree. I don't think Cashman's done a good job with this team, Elvis. Acquiring a bunch of talent doesn't always win baseball games. Listen, the Yankees have done this for years. The people would tell me, oh, the Yankees buy championships. The Yankees are buying. The Yankees never bought championships. You look at those teams that won all those World Series from 96 to 2000, most of that was drafted talent or trades. As soon as the Yankees started trying to buy all this talent, Giambi, how many World Series did Giambi win with the Yankees? None. How many World Series did Randy Johnson win with the Yankees? None. How many World Series did Mike Messina win with the Yankees? None. So all the guys that they brought in, all these high-priced players that they brought in here, really never won anything. 2009, yeah, they paid a lot for that one. I'll give them that. You want to say the Yankees bought a championship in 2009 when they paid $500 million to Teixeira, A.J. Burnett, and Mark Teixeira, and they already had guys like Matsui and Jeter and Bernie, no, Bernie wasn't there in 2009, but they had all these guys. It was Murderers Row and Cano. That team was insane. So you want to say that, okay? But the dynasty Yankees, that was all minor league talent. Most of that was minor league talent. They made some nice trades. Tino Martinez, Jeff Nelson for, was it Mike Blowers and Sterling Hitchcock? Great move. Great move. Or was it Russ Davis? I always get the third baseman confused. Maybe it was Russ Davis and Sterling Hitchcock. Whatever it was, great move. Paul O'Neill for Roberto Kelly. I hated that move when they did it at first. Ended up working out really good. But that was the types of things they did. Adding a guy like Scott Brocious. Adding a guy like Charlie Hayes. These were under the radar moves the Yankees made. But it worked out. Now these guys just, again, the game's changed. Best player on the Giants right now is still got to be Saquon, I would imagine, Ryan Gamer. I don't know either, you Elvis. I don't know why Hicks hits third. Hicks stinks. Do I think the Nuggets, Jazz, and Clippers will beat the Lakers once? No, I think the Nuggets are the toughest matchup for the Lakers. I think the Lakers can beat the Clippers and Jazz without a problem when they're healthy. The Nuggets worry me because of their size. Jokic, in my opinion, is the MVP of the league, and they added JaVale McGee. They got a lot of size. The Lakers do have Andre Drummond, that helps, but still, the Nuggets have a big size. Yo, Rocha, what's going on, man? Hopefully your Warriors played a much better game tonight, sir. I know they had a bad one the other night. A really bad one. I was actually in your stream when you were ending it. I said, oh, damn, what is going on in here? I hope you feel better too, buddy. I know you weren't feeling well. But that's what it is. I should do Dodger games. Nick the Wick, I've done Dodger games. I do Dodger games. Not like the Laker games, but I do Dodger games. I definitely do Dodger games. It's just more Yankee stuff. Want to note that, yeah, Anthony, I'm getting ready to head out myself. I've had a long day today. I've had a long weekend, this Easter weekend. But, like I said, I just kind of wanted to come on here and just hang out for a little bit. Maybe, just put my face out there, get some stuff off my chest. With, like I said, the Lakers not playing well. The Yankees playing horribly. They lost again, but they played game for 45 free throw attempts. Oh my God, that's crazy. New York for Life, what's going on, man? The Hawks beat the Warriors 117 to 111. Okay, Amelia, what's going on? But yeah, like I said, I just kind of wanted to come on here and hang out for a little bit because I'm not going to be around tomorrow, and I will be back Tuesday for the Laker game, but I didn't know if I was going to put a video out there. I actually did. I'm putting a video out tonight. So I just, figured I would. People kept asking about updates about Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I finally heard some updates, and they weren't good. They still don't know when those guys are going to be back. So, but yeah, I'm going to end this, guys. Again, it was just I just wanted to come on here quickly and hang out with you. I appreciate you all coming in here, asking the questions. I enjoy talking Yankee baseball. That's another thing. I haven't had a chance to really talk about the Yankees, and I definitely do want to. I definitely want to do Yankee baseball games. That will happen once I can find time. And like I said, I really do want to do that little, like I did tonight, kind of was like an hour. I want to do like a Yankee thing every week where I just talk about the Yankees and what happened during the week. And, as we get into the season, we'll talk about trades. We'll talk about minor league guys coming up and all that other stuff. It's something I would like to do. That may just be a pipe dream, but I would kind of like to do like a little Yankee podcast. The Yankees are my favorite team of all the teams that I root for. And, it's just, it is what it is. But it has been a long weekend for me, so I am going to get out of here. Again, I just want to say, thank you guys so much again for hanging out, and I will see you guys and girls on Tuesday for the Lakers, and I don't even know who the hell they play, but it's an East Coast game, I'm pretty sure, and I will be there for that. So hopefully you guys and girls tune in for that. Enjoy your Monday, and we'll see you next time. Bad Diggy Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.